Do you want to hear a story? Many, many years ago, I was on my way to Croatia and I had a layover in Rome. Now, I was a little bit apprehensive about traveling by myself. From the airport, I took a bus and I found myself in the middle of Rome. There were two girls with me. They seemed to be Americans, and all of a sudden one of them received something really gross on the back of her shoulder. A man was handing her tissue so that she could clean it. Right at that moment, I was surrounded by a group of gypsies. They wanted me to buy their newspapers. They were holding a baby. Some of them were crying. Others were screaming, buy my paper, il bambino, bambino a mangiare. And I was trying to get rid of them, but I didn't know what to do. I was nervous. I said, no, sorry, I don't read Italian, so I'm not interested in buying your newspaper. Do you want to hear the rest of the story? Come with me on the other side and I will tell you all about it. The end is pretty cool. Hi there, I'm Marie-Josée from Powerful Communication. Now, I've talked about storytelling in the past, but today I want to go a little further because storytelling is what makes a good presentation great. In this video, I'm going to give you some tips, exercises, and fun games that you can do either by yourself or with a group of friends. These exercises and games will help you become an expert storyteller. This will help you in your everyday communication and propel you forward in life. You see, storytelling is the heartbeat of public speaking. We don't remember slides or statistics, but we do remember how a speaker made us feel. So what do these people have in common? Well, you probably guessed. They're all great storytellers. Steve Jobs even has a whole Wikipedia page dedicated to how great a storyteller and how he captivated his audiences. When you share a story, something real, you make a connection. Stories create emotion, and emotion holds attention. Those stories also help you as a speaker. When you share something you've lived, you speak with more authenticity, and it's easier also. Facts tell, but stories sell. Well, some of you may tell me, but Marie, my life is pretty boring. I hear this all the time, but it's not true. You see, you don't need to climb the highest mountain in the world to have a powerful story to tell. You just need to tap into those moments in your everyday life that made you feel something important. For example, that could be your first days of school, first days at work, for example, your failures. What did you learn from those? I know I can talk a lot about failures. You can also talk about funny moments, conflicts, and feelings. Think of the first time you gave a presentation. How did you feel? The first time you burnt your dinner, or the time you had an awkward date. If it made you feel anything, it can become a great story. You may also say, I don't feel confident about telling my story. I don't think anybody is going to be interested in hearing it. But here's something to remember. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be real. Your life, the way you perceive it, the way you feel it, the way you experience it. This is what makes your story so special. Sometimes a different point of view on something very banal may help someone. You never know. You see, helping people to see life in a different way. And if you're this type of person who tends to see life in a more positive way, people can learn from that. People can benefit from that. Don't miss that opportunity to help people. But if you're not ready to speak in front of a large crowd, you can start smaller. You can talk into a voice memo. You can write in your journal or speak your journal. Speak to your smartphone. I do that all the time. I like to listen to the way I sound, especially when I'm practicing for a speech. Sometimes, you listen to your voices. Am I sounding flat? Am I making any pauses? Am I interesting enough? Do I need to be more authentic? Do I need to be careful with my meaningless words like and so on? You can also tell a friend a story. We do this all the time. We tell somebody what happened in our day. If there was a little incident, an accident, something you saw, you witnessed something horrible or something funny, you're telling a story. See, pay attention to the way you feel when you're telling it. and take note of it. When you give a presentation, you use that as a tool to tell your story. See how it feels and watch how your friend responds. Here are 5 exercises that you can practice at home. The first exercise is the Story Spark Journal. Every night, write 3 short memories from your day that made you feel something. And if you want to go a little further, after writing those 3 memories, read them out loud and record yourself. Again, listen to yourself and see how you sound. This is a great way to improve your speaking skills. Exercise number 2 is the snapshot moment. Choose a photo from your past. What happened before, during, and after that? Tell a story behind that photo. Exercise number 3 is emotion match. Pick an emotion: joy, anger, surprise, guilt, and recall the time you felt it, and shape a story from there. Exercise number 4 is the fairy tale story. I don't know if you're like me, but when I was a kid, I loved hearing stories. Pick your favorite fairy tale or favorite childhood story and retell it in your own words. If you want to, you can even add to the story. Make it your own. Make it longer. Make it even shorter. Do whatever you want. Just enjoy and create. And exercise number 5 is the 3-word prompt challenge. Ask a friend or someone in your family to give you 3 words that are not connected, like shoe, pineapple, cat, and make up a story using all those words. I'm pretty sure you'll have a lot of fun with that exercise. Now let's have even more fun. Here are 2 games that you can play right away. The first game is a solo game. It's called the Story Dice. For this game, take some dice that you use in a game, but they must be a little bit bigger because you want to stick pictures on them, and you can use up to 3 dice, more if you want, and when you roll them, whatever picture is up, you will use that picture to create a story. If you want to go further, you can buy those dice that these are not very expensive. I got a pack of 6 dice with questions. This is for learning English, but these are good questions that you can use. For example, what are you most proud of? Another one is, name a movie you like. Or, if you were going to the moon, what would you take? So these are all good questions. After you've answered all those questions, you can add more. The crazier the question, the better the game becomes. The second game is a game that you play in group. Now, you sit down, you choose a topic that you're all familiar with. It could be a funny story or something a little bit more serious. For example, it could be a political event or a social event. But the idea is for everybody to know exactly what the story is about, what the topic is about. So one person will start retelling the story. After the timer is up, the next person will have another minute to add to the story. It's a good way to express your opinions in a clear and concise way because you don't have a lot of time. So it can either be a funny topic or, like I said, a more serious topic. Do whatever you feel like in the moment. Now for the end of my story. So after I shooed away the gypsies, finally by screaming at them, and I told those girls to get away from that man who was handing them a piece of tissue so the girl could clean herself. This is something I had seen on TV before leaving. The thieves would throw something really dirty on you, and while you leave your luggage on the ground and you look at yourself and then forget trying to clean yourself, the thieves would just take your luggage and disappear. But the story doesn't end there. So the girls just left their way with their own luggage. I had to meet a friend who was going to host me for that night. So I called him up, and when he told me how to get to his house, it was like changing buses 10 times and walk I don't know how many kilometers before I would even reach his house. So he told me, "Do you have any money?" I says, "Yeah, take a cab." Okay, so I took one of those cabs, the yellow ones. Apparently, you cannot take any other cab. So once I got in the cab, The taxi driver told me it's going to cost you 3,000 lire. I said, no way, it's way too expensive. Now mind you, I had no idea how much 3,000 lire was. However, I was sure it was way over the top. But I had no other choice, so I told the man, okay, let's go. In the meantime, I was thinking, I have to get out of it and I don't want to pay 3,000 lire. As soon as we reached my friend's house, I got out of the cab, telling the taxi driver, I says, sorry, I don't have no money. My friend Amico has money. So the cab driver's face changed. When I told my friend, says, please pay for me and I'll give you back the money, he said, how much is it? 2,000 lire. Gotcha. The moral of this story is always face your fears. Sometimes the opposing party is as scared of you, if not even more scared. So don't let your fears get the best of you. You see, you don't need to wait for anything extraordinary to happen in your life to be able to tell a great story. Your life, your memories, your experience, they're all enough. So before the end of the day, try one of the exercises or try one of the games. Record it, write it, and share it with a friend. You'll be surprised by the storyteller that's already inside of you. I hope this video was helpful to you. If you enjoyed it, please consider giving it a like, sharing it with your friends and colleagues, and please subscribe to my channel because it really helps. Oh, and if you need to face your fears of storytelling, there's a link of 10 videos down below. Click on one or all of them. I'm sure you'll find something that will help you become a great public speaker. Until then, I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye.